Oh, all right. What is going on, boys? It is your boy NQ Amen or Amen Trades here, and I'm going to be talking about a very important topic. Right, I haven't been really talking to any of my students or kind of just my personal people about like my trading journey and my success in trading. Generally, when it comes to trading, I'm going to explain to you guys how I became profitable and the way I did it, especially overcoming a lot of psychological barriers. I've been trading for probably futures about give or take. Let me see. I started in May. It's 11. So I've been trading futures for about 6 months. Let's say roughly 6 months. So I've been trading futures for about half a year, and I've printed nearly six figures in payouts right now. With everything. At first, my first couple months were rough. I got my first payout, my first month and a half, maybe my first like 2 months. I That was the first time I got my first payout. That first payout was about like a rack. I think it was about like 800, 900. And with that payout, that changed my kind of cognitive ability with trading. I let my ego get to me. I let my all the bad habits come back. Everything that I've instilled to get to that payout was wiped completely just off of that one payout. And I had a very big ego, especially at a younger age in my life, and that kind of dragged over to my trading, and it affected me a lot. So, and I know people who have the best fucking strategy in the world, the best strategy, best model, all that shit, and they have 100% win rate, but they are not 100% win rate traders because they let their ego get to their head, and that affects people's progress. That affects people's, I guess, the results in trading. Everything varies, and it varies by the type of person you are and the type of person the charts make you become, right? You can act very emotional, you can act very fucking like a little girl psychologically not in tuned, and that will affect your results in day trading in many ways, right? And people say, "Oh, amen, but you say fix your psychology, but you don't tell me what to fix." I tell you, especially as a trader, to identify specific reasons as to why you make your decisions, because everything is tailored back to what your brain. Any decision you make is caused by your brain and it is sent to your brain waves, and then that is where you execute that decision, right? So identify, right? Why am I overtrading? Why am I moving my stop loss? Why am I over leveraging? All those are have a reason tailored behind why you do that. Why do you move your stop loss? Oh, I can't accept the risk on the setup. I don't trust my model too much. I don't have too much confidence in the setup. There's reasons as to why you do that. There's reasons why you move your stop loss. A lot of traders will see me be up like a 1 to 3 RR, and I will keep my stop loss as stop loss. You want to know why? Because I'm confident and I know that it's not gonna go back to my stop loss. So it wouldn't matter. I can move my stop loss if anything. I know how confident I am in my model and the way I trade, and I know that it will deliver every single fucking day, right? So the main idea is this, right? Same thing. Let's go to the second point. Over leveraging, right? Over leveraging is caused by one singular particular thing, and that is you being greedy and wanting more, right? You want more now. You don't want consistency. You don't care about consistency. You want it now. You want to pass that eval now. You want to do this now. You want to do that now. You can't get to those steps unless you find that consistency in obviously your model, whatever you're trading or you're trading, right? You need that consistency in your trading in order to develop the confidence to start sizing up more without letting it affect your mental, without letting the dollar amounts fluctuate on your screen, without any little in tune thing affect your execution in trading. Oh, I didn't take the displacement entry because I was sizing with three minis instead of my normal size of one or two minis. Or I didn't wait for rebounds because I was sizing with five minis. There's reasons as to why you make your decisions in trading, in real life, in everything. Figure out what that is, figure out what your main issue is, do research as to why you do those mistakes, and fix them. Patch up those holes as early as possible, especially when you are trading, especially when you're doing anything IRL in real life. Let's say you're going to look for a job. Oh, you can't apply to McDonald's because I have too big of an ego, and I really my personality, my image, my branding, it doesn't really in tune with me working at McDonald's, so I can't apply there because then I'm gonna have to drop my pride. And then listen, remove that image of, oh, I make a shit ton of money from trading, right? Remove that image of, oh, I'm profitable, right? Look at what's right now, right? You can sell yourself lies as long as you want, but you are going to stay wherever you are if you keep telling yourself those lies. I used to lie to myself at points, right? When I got that first payout, I told myself, "Oh, I'm profitable. I'm this. I'm that." And in reality, when you first get into that evaluation stage, trading prop firms, you might get into a little bit of a hole buying evaluations, going to a rut of trying to buy 5 evals in one day and blowing it all in one day, trading bullshit. Because you just want to trade. It's not even about that you want to pass the eval. You just want to trade. You're more excited about trading than actually passing the eval. You just want to execute something. You want to see dollars fluctuate on your screen. Don't do that. Cut that bullshit out. That is not for the people who want to win. That is not destined for people who want to win, right? Cut that image out of you being profitable, right? Because that affected me very much. When I thought I was profitable and I was really negative because of all the evals I was spending, it kind of sold me a lie. And I sold myself that lie, and I kind of started going 2 to 3 evals, copy trading them, trying to pass them, doing that. And there was a switch in my mental, and it was affecting me, especially when trading. It was me trading Asia session when I told myself specifically, and I told my mind, it was even if trading Asia session wasn't horrible and it wasn't the worst thing in the world to do. I told myself I wasn't gonna do it, and I let my mental discipline slip, and I did that. I traded Asia session, and that is what fucked me, right? I traded Asia session even after I told myself I wasn't going to trade Asia session, and that left me with what? The mental loss in my head. That little mistake right there does not only branch out to over leveraging, over trading, doing other stupid bullshit, moving your stop loss, over risking, whatever. That right there, that one little slip up is what tailors all the other losses. It is not trading Asia. That's not the issue. The issue is you told yourself something and you didn't listen to your own mind. You let your mind slip. You let that little slip up affect you and then tailor out and branch out to other viruses, right? And those other viruses are over leveraging, over trading, over risking, moving your stop loss, all that shit. Not accepting risk in the setups. You guys are fully capable of bringing in more than 30, 40, 50K months. And I tell all my students all the time, 10K a month is nothing. It is pennies on the dollar. You will notice how little that is when you trade, and you are going to be like, wow, that's fucking nothing. I can scale this shit so much higher. I can hit those 6-figure months. I can do more than that. You guys are very capable beings, right? And you guys are, I guess, endeavoring into a very niche skill, but this skill itself is what allows traders eternal success, right? You learn it now, you can live the rest of your life knowing that you learn day trading, and you can always hop on the charts and know what price is going to do and why price moves and the reason why price does X and Y, right? You guys are very how do I say it? Intellect beings, right? You can take setups every day. You can overtrade every day. You can do whatever you want to do. Everything is not just based off of one reasoning, but patch those little mistakes, patch those little issues, put the band-aid on the wound. Don't let it overbleed. Do what you need to do and stay disciplined. There's a reason why people say don't overtrade, don't over leverage, all that shit. You will see people who literally say, I'm gonna overtrade, I'm gonna over leverage, I'm gonna over risk, I'm gonna do all that, and they will still win. Because why? There is a little switch in that brain that tells you, like, okay, since I told myself that I'm not going to do X and I did that, you already fucked up. You're done for, right? If that's not, I mean, it's very reverse psychology in a sense. You can tell yourself, oh, I'm not gonna overtrade, I'm not gonna trade Asia, I'm not gonna do X, Y, or you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and you take a loss, and it's fine. Okay, fine. I took a loss, whatever. I told myself I was gonna do it. It happened. I took a loss. No need to overtrade or over revenge. The reason why you revenge trade is because when you take that loss, you took that loss breaking your rules, and you taking that loss breaking your rules is going to snap that. It's gonna ignite that revenge trading. It's gonna ignite that over risking. It's gonna ignite that. Oh, I need to make it back now because I broke my rule. This and that. Be smart. You guys are very smart. Don't let that shit slip up. Lock in, right? I started printing payouts after I started patching my little mistakes like that. And when I built my full edge in trading and I figured out exactly the way that I want to trade, the way that I kind of expect for me to perform every morning, I was seeing these performative top tickers and bottom tickers, and I was seeing them print fucking hundreds, 200, 300 point trades And I was like, that's not the way I want to trade. Like, that's cool and all, right? But I want something consistent that's going to show up at every day at a consistent time, and I can read what price is going to do, right? Because the market is not always going to move those 100, 200, 300, 400 points, right? You're not always going to find those peak entries. But what you are always going to find is that consistent base setups that occur every single day, right? So, kind of not to extend this out a little bit, but after I found my edge, after everything clicked for me and I figured out what I was backtesting and I figured out the way that the market moves and I figured out why price moves a certain way, and I just was very picky with the way I traded, and I didn't let any mental issue with it's an A plus setup in my eye. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna take the setup because, oh, I'm a little scared. I'm gonna take a loss, and I want to protect myself. Guys, you come into the markets accepting the risk the moment you open up the charts. You accept the risk. You accept the terms and agreements, right? When you open those charts, you are bound to either lose or win. And that loss or win tailors with how disciplined and how how do I say it? How kind of ready you are mentally to trade. Because trading is not a slight mental battle. No, trading is a mental battle. When you take your setups, there's reasons as to why market moves the way it is. There's reasons as to why you have a certain bias, why price moves X, Y, Z, whatever. Right? There's multiple strategies, thousands of strategies. There is not one strategy, and I'm not going to hate on anyone's strategy. Everyone has their own strategy because any strategy works, right? It just depends how type of trader you are and how picky you are with the setups. But I'm losing my vision right now. But fuck. Yeah. So lock in. You guys are fully capable of doing this. I want to do more psychological lectures. I don't really record psychological lectures. I don't record face-to-face cam. It's very rare. Right now, I'm lost in this fucking big ass monitor. I don't know. I'm zoning out. But understand, guys. Pipe every fucking day. Follow something. Follow a system, and let that system dictate your success. Right. If you backtested a model that prints 90%, 80%, 70%, 60%, and the win rates of 1, 3, 4, 5 RR, right? Profit factor. Let that, even when you take those losses, let that remind you in your brain that it's not perfect, that you are going to have to take losses in order for those wins to come. Those losses are going to have to instill into your statistics. Those are the days that those losses comes. It might be a bad day. It could be the market isn't delivering as cleanly. It could be that, oh, you had the wrong narrative, whatever. Those losses are going to come. Take those to the chin. Let the wind shine and be disciplined, right? Discipline's a very vague word. When I mean discipline is I mean do the right thing that's going to get you and tailor you to the success, right? Doing shit that's not gonna tailor you to success and that's gonna pull you back down. It's just gonna pull you and reel you back into the shitty fucking hell that you are in right now. Don't do it, right? Lock in. So I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next lecture. It was a fucking pleasure. Join Discord. Join the Discord. I have a free community. Discord.gg/OTE. Optimal entry. Let's run it. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next lecture. This was a very I guess a very not specific tuned lecture. More just I want to talk to you guys one on one, and I wanted to give you guys kind of the idea when it comes to trading. I will go more into detail about topics, and if you guys have any ideas about certain topics that you guys want me to go over, drop them down. General, at me, put in the comments. I'll look over them, and I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next lecture. Be safe.